tractor.
It'll teach him to talk that.
Scott has little doubt that his neighbor fully intends to run him over, but I'm not so sure.
What it is, guys? It's your boy BlastphamousHD. And today we come to you from the heart of Houston, Atlanta, Vegas, because today we're here to check out 11 scary 911 calls with video footage by none other than Chills as we roast his punk ass. I mean, just mess around with stuff. It's my dog. You're here to steal, aren't you? Wow. Wow. Yeah, I thought we trusted each other. Shit about no damn trust. Run the food. Oh man, it's like women's philosophy on love. You rich? Well shit, I love you too. We're gonna edit that out. If you guys want to watch the original video, the link's here in the description down below. This reaction is brought to you by Chick-fil-A sauce. You know, they're not even paying me to eat it, and I still slather my cereal and milk in it. Whatever I gotta do to eat this stuff, really, honestly. I don't need, I swear to God, Athena, we will fight. Now me, I've had some good old-fashioned 911 calls. Let's see. One time, my sister had to call 911 because a guy with a gun who had just murdered 2 people had come home to beat his girlfriend upstairs in the projects. And we were kind of used to, you know, people getting beaten, but it would be so loud when he would do it. And he would always yell stuff like, "You make me do this." And it's like, but you're the one beating her. How is any of that make any sense? Another time I had to call 911 because my mother was ODing. One time someone had to call 911 on us because we had Nate for like 5 days. Well, 911s aren't supposed to be positive.
Most people go their entire lives without needing to call 911, but the next time something bad happens, don't be surprised when those 3 numbers are being dialed for you.
There it is.
Number 11. 9 armed police officers in Seattle, Washington gear up and head to a home residence after receiving this urgent 911 call.
So what the 911 call say?
Flaming body, and I have 5 hostages in my house at the moment.
There's a flaming body.
I'm gonna kill them all.
They cover themselves on all sides and bang on the door, ready for someone to come out at any second. Instead, this person meekly answers,
"Hello, Seattle Police. Are you else in there with you?
Can you step out for just a second? Is anybody else inside?"
She says that she is alone and has no idea what is going on or why anyone would call 911 on her apartment. They question her for a little bit and determine she is in no danger. I have little doubt that this is yet
What a dirtbag. Just some loser wanting attention. Again, Jesus. The girl I have a crush on at work won't give me positive eye contact. But I prank call a woman. This will teach him.
another prank where people will report a false emergency at someone else's address
This is
in order
racist.
to get a police response. This usually happens over pointless disagreements in video games, and now that I think about it, whoever called the police appears to have given a screen name at the beginning. Listen to this part and tell me if you can understand the gamer tag they give.
Yeah, my name's Flaming Bonnet. Flaming Bonnet.
Number 10. Scott Lynch is arguing with his neighbor Howell Morris
fuck
when
him up.
suddenly the 72-year-old man gets into a tractor and tries to mow him down. Scott's
his
wife
shit up.
films the
Turn
entire
up.
incident and calls
Turn up on
911
him.
as soon as they escape to the safety of
Get
their
this nigga.
garage.
And when you say he came after your husband with his tractor,
fuck
did
this
he
nigga up.
chase him down or?
Yeah, he chased
Turn up
him
on this
down
nigga.
on his tractor.
It'll teach him to talk that shit.
Scott has little doubt that his neighbor
Better
fully
shut the fuck
intends
up
to
next
run
time.
him over, but I'm not so sure. Look at the video again and tell me if you think the tractor was going at top
Lower
speed
it.
or not.
Lower the
Either way,
tractor.
all charges against Howell
Lower
Morris
the
were
tractor
dropped
and start
after
it.
he agreed to pay $2,000
Kill
and do
him.
50 hours of community service. I doubt his actions will truly be forgotten
Kill
or
him
forgiven
harder.
by his neighbor anytime soon. Number 9. A man named John Crawford casually walks around a Walmart in Beaver Creek, Ohio, well armed. Here you can see him standing in an aisle on the right side of the screen.
They got more than 10 fingers?
Is he got it pulled out?
Yeah, he's like pointing at
He
people.
pulled it
What
out?
does he look like?
The 911 caller grows more nervous with each passing moment and tells the operator that the situation is growing dire.
I don't know what he's just like looking around, waving it. He looks like he's just trying to load it.
He's just trying to load it?
Yeah.
Confirmed.
Soon a family of 3 walks down the same aisle as John Crawford and starts checking out some animals for sale. This is where the 911 call gets kind of strange.
My name is Ronald Ritchie. He just pointed at like 2 children.
Oh shit, he points
Watch
to
the
the kid?
video again and you'll see that John never really aims at the kids.
That's not
In
better.
fact, the family barely reacts to his presence, and I'm not sure if they even notice him at all. One of them hangs around a bit longer before leaving, so I wouldn't say they were exactly in distress, but the way the 911 caller describes the man and his actions understandably has the police on edge. An officer arrives on the scene expecting trouble, and a brief altercation ensues. The surprised suspect is laid to rest on the spot after police thought he was going to attack.
See, because when they called it in, whoever described that shit, it sounded like they were black. Like, oh God, there's a guy down here and his pants are sagging and he's got 6 different women with him and they're all yelling, but some of them aren't, and got a do-rag on and it's perforated. That's why they let him go. They gotta be like, what he's white. What the fuck? Like, you guys, it's no danger. It's just a white guy with a gun. It's different.
It turns out, John Crawford was simply buying an airsoft at Walmart on that day. The person who called 911 did not get in any trouble, but many now agree he was overreacting. Let me know if you would have called the police based on what you've seen on this CCTV video.
Maybe.
Number 8. Joseph Daniel Cooper is driving down the I-95 highway in Florida when his BMW breaks down and speeds up.
Yes, ma'am. I believe my gas pedal is stuck in my car and I'm on the
Oh
I-95.
Troopers have no choice but to lay special stop sticks in the road. It's a risk.
His gas pedal is stuck? No. I'm gonna wind him for that one.
Cooper is driving down the I-95 highway in Florida when his BMW breaks down and speeds up.
Yes, ma'am. I believe my gas pedal is stuck in my car and I'm on the I-95.
Troopers have no choice but to lay special stop sticks in the road. It's a risky decision that could cause him to flip, but it's the only one they have left.
Get out the way!
You're still going 100 even?
Yeah, I'm doing like 95, about 100. Yes, ma'am.
The officer throws the stop sticks out just in time for the vehicle
Is there
to
anybody
pass
in the
over
car?
them. When police finally run the car off the road, they find its engine is smoking and going full speed. Clearly, Joseph Cooper was telling the truth after all. Number 7. Some Roseville High School students are bored in class and decide to prank call 911. As if that idea wasn't bad enough, they blurt out pretty much the worst thing possible.
No.
It isn't long before the small town
Don't do
North
this.
Carolina school is surrounded by law enforcement and put into a full code red lockdown. Soon after, a junior named Kelton Combo finds himself charged
Looking
with
like
a
he got beat the
serious
fuck up.
felony
That's
that
what you
carries
get,
up to 2
stupid.
years behind bars. I
Dumbass.
wasn't able to find out what ultimately happened to him, but based on this video, tell me if you think he really deserves to lose 2 years of his life,
Yes.
or if some other sort of punishment is more fitting.
No.
Number 6. A local manufacturing plant in LaPorte, Texas calls 911 to report a major problem.
We have some injured.
Shit, I was in a school shooting technically. This one dude named Chris beat up this entire gang at my junior high school. He beat them all the fuck up. With no weapons. He had no weapons. He just beat these niggas the fuck up for disrespecting him and talking shit. And then, like, you know what I mean? Like, well, actually, it was over his girlfriend. Smoke, who was the leader of the gang, he tried to get at Chris's girlfriend, man. And Chris beat the fuck out of him, all of his gang member friends, everybody. I saw the whole thing happen because I was standing next to Chris's girlfriend in hopes that maybe one day she would see something in me. She didn't. I don't ask for forgiveness. Only understanding. If you'd seen that ass, you would have understood as well.
People I'm not sure if there's any chemicals involved or not. I'm just relaying them.
The 911 call soon becomes quite baffling. At first, the supervisor is not sure if there's been a chemical leak or not.
We don't know what kind of chemical it is.
No, ma'am. As soon as I find out, I will let you know. I've got my team trying to determine that right now.
Then a short while later, despite not knowing exactly what has been leaked, he somehow is able to note that the chemical will not cause a threat to the public.
Can you tell me, is this any risk to the public? Is it going to be a possible escaping from your premises?
No, ma'am. It is not.
No threat?
No, ma'am.
This certainly sounds suspicious, but I'd like to know if you think the supervisor knew more about the situation than he was leading on. I think he was probably keeping his mouth shut for legal reasons. Investigators later determined that a potentially dangerous gas has been leaked from a failed valve switch for over 2 hours. 4 workers lose their lives at the plant, 2 of them brothers. The toxic gas could be smelled across numerous towns, yet the chemical company insists that no damage has been caused to residents. An investigation continues over 4 years later with no conclusive results. Number 5. A 911 call in Medina, Ohio sends police in armored vests rushing to the local hospital. The caller claims there is an elderly woman threatening everyone's safety.
She is harassing people, she is striking people, she has machine guns in her hand. She has a gun?
Authorities arrive only to find a waiting room full of startled patients and staff looking back at them. They put the hospital in lockdown and search the building from top to bottom, finding no one. It was a false alarm. What's strange is the abnormal amount of research that had gone into this prank call. They were able to give specific details like the name of an actual former employee who they claimed was armed. Now the FBI is teaming up with local officials to conduct a nationwide investigation.
That means somebody was bitter as fuck and called this place and said she's got a bunch of guns, go kill her. Damn. That's some bitter shit.
Though nothing has been solved as of yet. The call could have been international for all we know, though that doesn't explain how they were able to mention an employee by name. Number 4. These friends are trying to up their view count on Periscope, so they make a deal with their audience that they will soon regret.
I said 20 views and we called the police.
They hit their goal and immediately dial 911.
County 911, what's the location of your emergency?
She is trying to make a joke about her brother, but accidentally makes it sound like she is being neglected by her parents.
Dumbass. Too, and my mama left me.
The 911 operator calls back 9 times only to be given falsified information and hanged up on. I guess they must have eventually traced the cell phone signal to an exact address because after a while this
dumbass bitches.
Oh my.
Come down here now.
Her mother spends the next 3 minutes yelling at everyone and trying to smooth things over with the police. I don't think any of them were charged with anything serious, and they all should consider themselves lucky. Number 3. Police surround a business office in Norman, Oklahoma after receiving a horrifying 911 emergency call early in the afternoon.
He turned it on Colette, my office manager. Is she conscious? She's conscious and she's screaming. Okay.
The 911 operator soon learns that the situation has already been handled by a brave civilian. Now investigators pull evidence from the grisly office scene and lay them out on a portable table piece by piece. William Ray Adams survives and is taken into custody. He admits to planning all of these 3 days ago, but claims that he just wanted to scare his wife at her job when things went wrong.
Started to where he was trying to pull me out the door with him, and my employee pulled the gun away from him and shot him.
The explanation really makes no sense. Obviously, this was not a prank. Maybe William Ray Adams was trying to get rid of his wife and wanted to make it look like a random person had done it. Either way, he has yet to be sentenced as of this time. Number 2. A 911 operator in Pueblo, Colorado gets a hang-up call from an unknown location.
911, this is Erica. How can I help you?
When she calls the number back, she hears a distant voice speaking that does not seem to respond. Let me know if you can tell what is being said here.
Hello? Hello?
As per standard procedure, they trace the number and send a police officer to the address. As it turns out, the call came from inside of an abandoned morgue. No one has been inside for ages, with no plausible explanation. This one remains a mystery to this day.
He ripped one apart, her face?
That's the voice of Sandra Harold calling 911 as her 200-pound pet chimpanzee rips apart her friend Charlotte Nash. Travis the chimpanzee has spent his whole life in captivity.
What the fuck? A chimpanzee lost its shit and ripped a bitch's face clean off. That's fucked up.
Travis the chimpanzee has spent his whole life in captivity without incident. But when Charlotte Nash came to visit sporting a new haircut, he did not recognize her and attacked. Sandra grabs a knife and lunges at her pet while waiting for police. Travis the chimp runs away and eventually ambushes an officer as soon as he arrives. The chimpanzee takes several rounds at close range and retreats back to his house where he sadly does not survive. What's really crazy is that Travis had been expressing a desire to leave the house more often to explore the world around him. Whether it was this repressed desire or Charlotte's haircut that made him become enraged will never be known. YouTubers can control their content, but as these videos show, they can't always control.
That's fucked up, man. That chimp didn't do nothing wrong. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to comment, like, and or subscribe. It's your boy BlastphamousHD. Twism.